we got the Avatar 2 Way of Water review, dog. I went to see it this week, and I'm here to review. Y'all know we've been doing some movie reviews. We got the Smile movie out right now, movie review out now, and the Black Panther movie. A lot of movies come out in 2023, so expect a lot of reviews. Let me know what good movies are coming out in 2023 that I should see, but I finally did see Avatar, and I'm here to bring you guys a review. I also have a video on the way of I do video / TV shows review. I have a video on the way of TV shows that I haven't watched yet to this day, like all time. That's coming out very soon. It's an absolute slammer of a video, so make sure to stay tuned for that. But yeah, I'm here for another review. As the more I watch TV shows and movies, definitely expect reviews. So again, in 2023, let me know what good TV shows and movies are coming out so I can watch them and do reviews for y'all. But today we are here with the Avatar 2 Way of Water review, and there's really not even much to say because this shit was straight heat, dog. This shit was straight heat. I messed with this movie a lot. It was very long. Going into it, I was like, damn. I kind of stalled a little because of how long it was to see it, but dog, this shit was pure fire. Like, I liked this movie a lot. It had amazing plot, amazing fights, amazing just visuals. It was all so cool, and I believe it's coming back in 2023, especially with the way it ended. Obviously, if you're here, this will spoil the whole movie as I get into it, so make sure if you're not trying to get spoiled, to not watch it. But let's get into it. So starting off, Avatar, the first one it's been a really long time. I didn't remember jack shit from it. I remember it being really good, but I didn't remember. I wanted to rewatch it. It's actually on a day's notice. I went to go see it. It was literally on a day's notice. My dad was like, "Want to go see a movie?" I was like, "Still got to see Avatar, so let's go see it." And we just saw it that day. So I didn't get a chance to. I was planning on watching the first one before I went to watch it, but it was just the day of, and I didn't have time. So I was like, "Screw it, we're going to see it, right?" So it was all really good. My bad, just had to do that real quick. From the beginning of the movie, Jake, the main character, the dad, he's a goat, bro. Like he's kind of a goat. Obviously the avatars, they had their village. Jake was the human who turned into an avatar and learned their way, who is their leader, right? And then they have the Op. So they turned themselves into avatars, but they're not real avatars to fight the avatars. The big Op who wants to kill Jake, who's done that, who's working with the military. So in this movie, the military is the Ops. In this movie, the military is the Ops. But so obviously, from the beginning, they had Spider captured. When they attacked, they captured Spider, who is actually the big Op's son. I don't know why I forgot the big Op's name, but I forgot his name. They captured him right when they attacked. Obviously they only want Jake. They just want to kill Jake. They just want to kill the leader of the avatars, the Sky People, as they're known. The Sky People, and obviously these avatars, Jake's they're forest people. They're forest people. So keep that in mind. They're forest people. It's all in the forest. They're skilled in the forest, right? So with that's how it kind of started. It was all good. Obviously, they had the Ops were planning to attack Jake. They just wanted Jake. That's how it kind of started. It was cool. A really good build up, a really good introduction, a really way to set up the movie. So then their first attack, the Ops' first attack, it was on the kids. The kids were out in the forest playing. Jake has 4 kids. He has the wife, and then there's 4 kids, 2 daughters and 2 sons. The son that was always getting in trouble the whole movie, the troublemaker, was by far my favorite. Not even close. He was such a go. I liked him a lot. He was an absolute legend. That was my favorite character. And then so they were out in the forest when the Ops attacked. The Ops were looking for Jake, and then they ended up getting caught by the Ops. And then Jake pulled up in all of them. And then the only one, the human that they have, he's like kind of human but becoming an avatar, or whatever, which is Spider, was the one who got captured, who was actually the main Ops' son. Right, and then that's where they captured. They're trying to get info on Jake from him. Right, that's what they ended up capturing, and they did their attack. And then Jake and all the adults ended up pulling up, saving their kids and the other kids. But Spider, unfortunately, was captured. So they had him for a while. And they're trying to get info out of him. They couldn't. That was all really cool. Great plot. By him being his son and all that. This was a really long movie. There's a lot to cover. This is just really the beginning. And obviously, so Jake and them. He went to the water people. That's why it's called the Way of Water. So their other village, they're kind of light blue. Jake's people are dark blue. So they had to learn their way. At first, they weren't really accepting. It was really cool that they were hiding there because obviously the Ops knew where they were, and they were only wanted Jake, and it would have destroyed their people. So obviously during that time, they were just this is when the movie was a little slow in the middle, when they were just developing like how to be a water tribe, basically their way of water. Obviously that's why it's called Avatar: The Way of Water, because they're forest people and then they went to the water village, and they had to bond. So there's like the leaders of there were a wife and a husband, and then they had kids, and then the kids kind of taught the other kids, but there was a lot of implications with it. Obviously, we'll get into it. And that's just the way it was. That's kind of where Jake was like hiding, you could say, from and his protecting his family. So while they were there in the water, you know, a lot of stuff was happening. I don't remember like the exact names of the other kids, but they were teaching the other kids the way of water. Obviously, they kind of didn't get along. They fought a couple of times, which was really like crazy. Obviously, the troublemaker was always getting in trouble, you know, like perfect son type shit. The older son. So I'll do it real quick. The middle, like how they basically learned all the ways of water. There was implications during it. They fought the two kids, right? And then they tried. Then the troublemaker almost died because the kids pranked him and left them in the water alone. We're in deep seas where he couldn't be by himself. And then a big creature. I don't remember what it was called, but a big creature that is known as a killer in their in the way of water. Saved the kid. You know, saved the kid. That was fire. That was probably one of my favorite parts of the movie. He saved the kid, which was great, and then they became friends. And that kid was really definitely gonna die. So then he ended up getting in trouble, and he took the blame for it instead of, you know, it was the water kid's fault, which was crazy. That was fire in my opinion. And then after all that, like this was one of the craziest parts. So after all that, you know, they're still getting along. Everything ends up being fine. They're still leaving the way of water. So the ops are attacking every village looking for Jake. Every single village, the ops are attacking looking for Jake. Every single one, and they finally get to this village. This is when it really started to heat up. This is when it really started to go crazy. And during this time, the kid, the troublemaker, was like they found out that he was like making contact with the killer creature, who was like really known as a killer, and they don't like, and you know, and he's defending him and all that. And then they went out to see him and all that. And then that's when the ops attacked. So they got to the kids first, and then obviously all the kids were tied up. And during that time, also the daughter had like you know, she had a seizure in the water. I think she almost died. Luckily, she was able to survive. A lot of shit was happening, man. A lot of stuff was happening. And then, so the ops finally attacked. Their final attack, Spider was there, all that stuff. And obviously, Spider, during that time, is kind of developing a little bit of a relationship with his dad, kind of feeling for him a bit, which is the main op who's trying to kill Jake. And it was just a crazy last fight. I mean, if y'all saw it, y'all know it was an absolute crazy last fight. The kids were taken hostage a lot, just to get Jake. I mean, the water people stood by our side, all that stuff, which was fire. Shout out them. And they almost did get away. You know, they were really showing them the killer creature just came in clutch too. The killer creature was bossing up for us. That shit was fire. And then so during that time, you know, when the oldest son died, man, during that war, the big fight, you know, he was trying to protect him. They finally got Spider back too, and he died, man. He died. It's unfortunate, but he did die, and yeah, man, it's sad. It was sad. I'm not gonna lie. That shit left me a little speechless. And then the mom was so sad, bro, and then the whole family, man. It wasn't good, man. One of the sons died for Jake, you know, it was all because of really him, because they're trying to kill him, and it's unfortunate that one of the sons had to die for that reason, but that is what happened. And so the son died, and you know, they're still fighting Jake versus the main op. Then they're underwater and all that stuff. Jake ended up winning, but Spider goes and saves the main op, and that's why we're gonna have another one, because he ain't the main op was a really good villain. Like his development during the show, and then like he wants to kill Jake and his whole family. Like he wants it bad. Like he ain't understanding. He ain't, you know, like he wants to kill them. Like he really does. So he ended up surviving, even though Jake kind of killed him. Spider ended up saving him, and then somehow Jake also survived, even with barely having any air. If you also, like, obviously they were underwater during the fight, and he ended up surviving, you know. And then the daughter saved the mom, and the little daughter, the mom was on demon timing, bro. Once her son died, the mom was on demon timing, dog. The mom was on demon timing. But yeah, so that's basically just a little review of like the whole movie, bit into like a little. If y'all saw it, y'all know what I'm talking about. I didn't say every single little part in a lot, but I'm just those are basically my favorite parts of the movie, is what I'm basically trying to say. Give to y'all that those are my favorite parts of the movie. So now let me get into. I think the characters were 10 out of 10. The characters were amazing. The plot was a 10 out of 10. It had really good plot, man. Like the plot was good. The way they wanted to kill Jake and all this other stuff, like it was really fire. You know, the sons, and then like the way he was misbehaving, but like also like needed, and like just even the creature, that one creature that he made friends with, the troublemaking son, like that was fire, bro. And like there was just so much stuff. They always wanted to help, you know. It was really cool. Spider was a dope ass character, you know. He was on the he saved his dad, and this is why we're gonna have a new avatar, another avatar. He probably would have died, the main op, which is Spider's dad. Spider is the human in the avatar's like world. And he's a great character, man. He's still on our side, and it's like I said, it's unfortunate we lost the oldest son. That was really sad. My dad called it right before it was gonna happen. He's like, he's gonna die. I was like, no way, and he did, man. That was really sad. But I mean, all the characters were fire, 10 out of 10. The plot was just so good because they want to kill Jake because, you know, he was a human, and then, you know, in the first one, and then they named themselves avatars and that shit was fire. The whole plot, you know, the Sky People is just it's a good plot. I mean, it was 10 years ago when they made the first one, and they really did this in the second one. Like, you got to give them credit for how good it was, man. You really got to give them credit where credit is due. For how good they made this. It didn't fall off whatsoever. It wasn't just a remake for money. Like, it was fire. The animation, like the visuals, the fights were insane. The fights were insane, man. So that shit was, the fights were really, really fire. So shout out to, and then like, what else can I say? Well, like, what else? The development, the plot, the pacing. Even though it was a really long movie, the pacing was perfect. It really was never boring. It was never boring. Something was always happening that was really important. So I gotta give this movie a 10 out of 10, man. I gotta give this movie a 10 out of 10. This was one of my, like, I can't give it anything lower. Like, it was a perfect movie in my opinion. Like, I liked it a lot. Shout out Avatar. It's really one of the greatest franchises of all time. If y'all seen it, let me know your thoughts. Let me know what some of your favorite moments. Let me know what your favorite character was. Like I said, mine was the troublemaking son. He was a goat. And it was fire, man. Like, it was really, really good. Like, it's well worth the 3 hours, man. Go on a Tuesday, tickets are only $8. Like, it was perfect, man. It was a great movie. I liked it a lot. Very entertaining to the peak. Like, every single second. It was great. It was great. I give it a 10 out of 10, man. Let me know your thoughts. I do appreciate the support. This review is a little bit all over the place because, you know, it's kind of hard to, with this long of a movie, and I just want to say some of my favorite parts, and, you know, let me know that all the characters are fire. Everything was fire, man. It was all fire, man. It really was. I appreciate the support. Make sure to like and subscribe. Let me know what good movies are coming out in 2023. Till the next. Peace.